Tap in. Tap in, everybody. Tap in. Y'all know what this is. Mick Hepperod the Great. The Nesubiti Mick Hepperod Thutmose the Great. Tap in, folks. Tap in. We about to go live. We going live and in charge today, y'all. We got a lot to build on, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to build on. Let's go. This is one of those. This is one of those ones. Tap in, tap in. Looney Tunes is in the building. What's up? Tap in, Looney Tunes. Tap in. We in the building, building. Marshmallows in the building, building. Yeah, we about to go in today. We about to go in today, Marshmallow. We in the building. No, tap in, family. Tap in. Tapping in. Hey, did y'all miss me, man? You know, I've been out there, doing my thing, man. But you know, hey, I appreciate everybody that's tapping in, man. I appreciate you, Marshmallow. That's right. We in the building. We in the building today. You already know what we about to talk about. I think you already know. Yes, indeedy. That new world order. Huh? It's so crazy right now, man, how we're literally being manipulated and don't know it. Everybody being manipulated. And I'm going to show you right now because, you know, I've been sitting back doing my research, watching what's going on with World War III, watching everything that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? Had a very good weekend this weekend. If you ever get a chance, man, I'm going to show y'all. But if you go look at that new Kanye West video called Father, my friend is in there. Y'all should check him out. His name is Visionary Noir. You know what I'm saying? Visionary Noir, Noir, Visionary Noir. He's the brother that you see that's in the Kanye West video that's doing the magic trick, sitting next to the mannequin. He's right there on the, if I'm looking at the TV this way, he's right there in front of the church, sitting there doing magic with the mannequin. His name is Visionary Noir. You know what I'm saying? So we had a good outing this weekend. He did a good magic show this weekend at his new spot that he just opened up down the street over here in Hollywood. Very, very nice, very, very intelligent brother. You can see him. He's in that video. I'm going to show y'all some of the pictures of things that he did so y'all can check the brother out, man. You know what I'm saying? Young brother. You know what I'm saying? Good to see him. You know what I'm saying? Make a breakthrough over on Kanye West's video, Father. You can check him out. He's doing the magic with the cards and stuff right in front of the video. I'm going to put some of those pictures up of him up on my show, but he did a magic show this weekend, and a very close brother of mine, young brother. So we had a very, very good time this weekend, but I see the way that the war's going, and a lot of people can't really see how that's going to affect. You got to remember something. Every time there's a war, a lot of the technology that comes up out of war always ends up being used against civilians. And I've already done a couple videos on this already. You can go back and check them out for all the people that became members of my channel. You can always go and check them out. But we're going to talk about the whole AI hidden agenda that a lot of people are missing out with this whole situation that's going on with these robots that are part of this war. And I'm going to show you something about how things that people used to use in World War II aren't even viable no more. So what's going on now is that we're about to see a whole new phase of war. I'm going to tell you, within Trump's administration, we're going to see a whole new phase of war, because the old way of war during World War II, is damn near obsolete. And if you really, really want to beat Iraq in this war, you're going to have to use technology that we already knew was already coming, but it's going to be the death of Iran, and it's going to be the death of people, period. And I'm going to tell y'all what it is in a second, because it's so crazy, y'all. You're going to flip out on it. But I appreciate everybody that's tapped in. I appreciate you, Marshmallow Man, for the 6 months join. Listen, join and become a member of my channel. Join and become a member of my channel, people out there. Join and become a member of my channel. You know what I'm saying? You already know what this is. It's the Nesubiti Mekepera Thutmoses the Great. Man, bringing you insight, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you know what I'm saying, of the present, the past, and the future. You can check my website out at jewelsfromthethrone.com. You can see all the beautiful pieces that I've made. I'm an artist, a king, a land developer, a father, you know what I'm saying? And most importantly, a warrior. You know what I'm saying? So we're entering into the Terminator stage. And I know a lot of y'all probably still don't believe that these things are going to be possible, but we're entering into the Terminator stage, and you can just see it through war. If you watch it, of what's going on right now, you can see it through war of how man has basically become obsolete in war. There is no, sending 50,000, 100,000 troops. You just sending people to get killed, because the technology is so advanced now that those same little sensors that you see on your Tesla machine when you're driving, and they can detect people and look like the people walking it. They got these in these missiles and stuff now, these drones. So man has basically become damn near obsolete in war. And at this point, people, especially American people, don't really want to sacrifice the lives that it takes to actually win a war. Back in the days, giving up 100,000 people, Russia gave up 25 million people in order to keep their country safe. If that was to happen to this day, the public would go crazy, because they're not willing to make the sacrifices that is necessary to conquer land. You see what I'm saying? So what has happened is that now we're going to go into the next phase, which is the Terminator phase. And in the Terminator phase, you're going to actually start seeing, because it's wild. If anybody who's ever studied the Russian war when it first started off with Ukraine, tanks is obsolete. The first thing that Trump gave to the Ukrainians was the Javelin missiles. The Javelin missiles are the missiles that you use to destroy tanks. So Russia lost over like 1,200 tanks, like in the first couple months of war. And then they started resorting to taking over territory with using motorcycles and drones. They had literally lost their battles on their borders in Russia. You can't use tanks no more. So it's very, very hard to conquer land now by just using men. Especially with the drone technology that can actually have heat signature equipment, optical equipment that can pinpoint any human anywhere, seek them out, and destroy them. So what I'm about to tell y'all is going to be the next phase of war. It's something that we've all been dreading and been very, very scared that's going to happen in the future. And that's the introduction of the Terminators into war. The Ukrainians have been using these Terminators in war. They're not going to tell you that, but Tesla has already started putting robots on the battlefield. Iran has already started putting robots on the battlefield as far as using drones, but they haven't started using actual humanoid robots in war. But as World War III continues to push on, you're going to start to see the humanoid robots on the ground, along with their companion of the robot dogs that they're going to be putting on the ground, and they're going to be using those to kill humans in war. And the Chinese got so much of a big army of this that they're not even telling nobody, that's already training in karate and things of that nature, that once they release these things in war, after a while, then they're going to start releasing them in the public. But there's no way possible right now that they can go to war with Iran and put boots on the ground and not have mass amount of casualties. The only way they're going to be able to really put fear in the Iranians is if they start dropping off these Terminator robots with self-destruction devices on them inside of Iran. And I know if you think that that's technology is far off and that they don't have that in the plan and the pipe work, remember that you heard it here first. Because they're not going to send, if they do send troops over there, they're going to mask them up with these Terminator robots. And being that they're going to mask them up with these Terminator robots, what it's going to do is it's going to give them the expenditure of being able to go inside of a country, have mass amounts of casualties without having the public actually complaining about the casualties, because the casualties will only be robots. It won't be human beings themselves. And Iran is going to be the testing ground for these robots. Now, I know you should think, well, Mikefarov, what makes you? Because it's time. Tesla's already in their third generation of robots already with Optimus. They already have started the Gen 3 program, which is going to make this a very, very easy process. And they've already started the mass production of these robots. But they're not putting it on the screen and saying, oh, look what we're doing, because they plan on using these robots on the battlefield. Because they already know that the American public is not going to be for a war of mass amount of casualties of humans. So they're going to be sending these Terminators out, and that's what's going to escalate the war, because what really made World War II a war that could be won was the tank. But the tank is obsolete now. And you can't win a war with airplanes. It's just not going to happen. And people are way more softer than they was back in the days. So, and then with the media, the way that it's set up now, everybody's telling on everything. So the only way they're going to be able to win this war is if they start to introduce the Terminators in the Iranian population. And once they start doing that, I guarantee you the Iranians will have a change of heart when it comes to war. Because if you got to sit there and fight against 1 million robots, let me say that again. If you have to fight against an army of 1 million robots who, let's take this, and I really want you to understand this. These robots are cheap. They only take around $10,000 to make. Can be programmed and sent out there on the line within a matter of hours. Not weeks, but hours. So I want to see how the Iranians are going to be able to fight against this new generation of Terminators, because they're going to be the first. They're going to be the first nation to actually have to fight against these Terminators. You know what I'm saying? The drones are pretty good. Their drone technology and stuff like that, but imagine humanoid Terminator robots in war within the next, I would say, by 2027, 2028. Yeah, people don't believe it, man, but I'm telling you, that's where we're going. The drones, the flying robots, which is the drones, are the first ones on the battlefield. The humanoid robots are going to be the second ones on the battlefield. Believe that. Believe that. Yeah, shout out to all the people out there. Got Aaron and Tom is in there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else on there, I appreciate everybody that's tapped in. Versace. Oh yeah, what's going on, Versace girl? I see you in there. Who else is in there? Who else is in there? Let me see. Yeah. Yes. Versace said, yeah, Versace. That's where we're going. The Terminator War is coming up next, and it's the only way America can beat Iran. Because they can't put no troops on the ground. The American public's too soft. They don't have the tenacity for war like World War II, when we would really literally put millions of people out there and go to war and really fight war the way that it's supposed to be fought. Now, you know what I'm saying, with the introduction of this media, you can't hide a lot of the casualties that you have in war. So what we learned from the Vietnam War was that, you know, people don't really want to go to war the way they want to. People want to, you know what I'm saying, they want to eat and live good, but they don't want to go through what it takes to actually have an economic system set up where your country benefits off of all the other nations of the world. That's how it has always been for a very long time. It's called the spoils of war. If I win war, then your resources of your country belong to me. Your people belong to me. Everything that comes with war, that's the price of war. But now, with technology, people don't want to go to war no more. So, you know, people want low gas prices without the cost of what low gas prices actually come with. You want low gas prices? You got to eliminate the competition. But, you know, everybody's not willing to do that. So now what happens is that you're stuck in a situation where everybody's soft. So now that everybody's soft, and being that these people who already knew where society was going, because they've been telling everybody about this since the 80s, that they was going to be coming out with these Terminator robots, is that now here they come. And you can try to doubt me all you want to, but I guarantee you, by the time Trump gets out of office, you're going to see Terminator robots in war. And not just the flying drone ones that we're already seeing already, but the ones who are humanoid, that are going to be the actual boots on the ground in these countries and be doing majority of the fighting against these nations across the spectrum. Not just in America, not just in Iran, but if it kick off in Russia or if it kick off in China. Why you think China really ain't went to war with Taiwan already? Because they already know where they're planning on going. This shit is chestnut checkers. So you best believe when they go to war this time, they're going to start bringing those Terminator in. And I see people out there laughing and stuff. Laugh now. Laugh now, cry later. Because right after they get through with those Terminators over there in war, Guess what they're going to do? They're going to introduce them to the public. And you're going to find yourself one day being pulled over by what you think is a police officer, and it's going to be a Terminator robot that's going to come outside of that car, and it's going to ask you for your license and your registration. It's going to ask you for your license and your registration. It's going to start asking you questions. It's going to already have you scanned. And if you have any warrants, ain't going to be no bargaining or none of that. It's going to tell you to politely step out of your car. And if you resist, it's going to shock your ass and drag and put you in the back of the car when it call for backup. And y'all don't think that this is I don't think that that's the future of this nation, but it is. If they don't have a problem with automating everything else, what makes you think they don't have a problem with automating law enforcement? What makes you think they don't have a problem with automating everything inside of the society and setting that to be a trend as we enter into the robotic electromagnetic field? I mean, a robotic electromagnetic future that the elites have already planned out for you. See, the thing about the common United States citizen is that y'all don't plan for the future. You plan for the future as far as your family is concerned, but you don't plan for the future as far as understanding where society is going to go. Where these people have already started plotting and planning on that since the 70s, since the 60s. They've already been planning on that. And the thing about it is that, like I told y'all, in World War I was the first introduction of man and machine working together in war. When we was using jeeps and small tanks and stuff like that. World War II, the machines got even more power. The humans got less power. So it was more airplanes, more machine guns, you know what I'm saying? Battleships, things of that nature, where machines have more control. Now in World War III, everything is AI, which means that man ain't even making majority of the decisions in war already, which lets you know that whether you want to admit it or not, America and all of these nations that are at war right now have already been taken over by AI. And being that they've already been taken over by AI, that lets you know that if they're already letting the robots run the war, what makes you think they're not going to let the robots run society? It always goes in that form. First, it gets tested out in war, just like a lot of those bioweapons that you've seen that they use to try to depopulate the masses. Where does that come out of? That comes up out of their technology that they've learned from what? Bioweapon technology. You don't think that COVID was a bioweapon technology? Of course it was. So if they use it for war, then they'll turn around and use it on the population. And it's the same thing with these robots. Just give it time. For those who out there are non-believers, please, just give it a little bit of time and you'll see what Tesla, what Google, you know what I'm saying, what these companies got in store for the American people after they use it over there in war. After they use it over there in war. They should. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, I appreciate everybody that's tapped in, man. I've been doing a lot of research, making a lot of moves within these last couple of days, building up the White House. Building up the Black House and prepping our people for everything that's going on within 2026 right now, and getting ready for 2027, because this year is literally flying by. I got a theory on why time is moving so fast, and y'all tell me if y'all think that I'm right. But the reason I think that time is moving so fast right now is because we have literally got rid of boredom by the cell phone. You can literally surf on the cell phone all day and alleviate your boredomness, which therefore speeds up time, making it seem like time is moving faster. But in all actuality, you don't have no slowdown in time, because your mind is constantly being preoccupied with thoughts of things that you want to learn about, watch, or entertain yourself with. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's been a beautiful thing. So, yo, those who out there on my site right now, please go check out jewelsfromthethrone.com. You can see all of the different type of jewelry and stuff like that that I've made. All the beautiful pieces that I got made. The more pieces that I got coming out also for this year. You know what I'm saying? Summertime is heating up. You know what I'm saying? We've been having a lot of fun and building and putting things together. You know what I'm saying? It's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. So I appreciate everybody that's been tapping in, man. We've been making a lot of moves. Like I told y'all, it's been going on. So yeah, we will be having a religious I'm gonna be doing my tour days today. So yeah, we will be talking about religion next on the next show coming up. You know what I'm saying? For all my Christians and Muslims out there that still have not seen the light and still have not came to their senses about their religion, or have forgot about the ancient religions and why they were so much better than these so-called new religions that have done nothing but hurt the people across the planet. Ashe? Ashe. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate you, Marshmallow, for joining and becoming a member for 6 more months. Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's supreme dedication there. You know what I'm saying? She sent me this beautiful book that I have. I've been reading it. It's called Behold the Pale Horse. It's an unredacted version. So it literally gives you all of the stuff that William Cooper was talking about. I had a chance of having the redacted version for a long time, and now I have the unredacted version of it. And man, you talking about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? The New World Order is manifesting itself right in front of the people's eyes, and I don't even think majority of the society even know what's going on. True indeed. So that's what's going on with Set, man. Set is about to start introducing these robots in war. Not just the drones, but the actual walking drones, the humanoid Terminators. And that's, to me, that's the only way they're going to be able to defeat Iran. Because putting human beings out there to fight against the Iranians in mass amounts of millions, that's not going to work. The only way you're going to be able to beat these people is if you start to put those humanoid robots over there, and that'll put a whole different kind of fear in them that they won't never, ever forget as a people. Believe that. Believe that. Yeah. Well, give me about, 1 o'clock? I would say about 2:30 we'll start to build on that. 2:30, close to 3 o'clock, we'll start to build on the, we'll talk about religion. I know a lot of people love to talk to me about religion for some reason. I like to talk about politics and other things, but, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Binary Ghost says, people don't care about anything beyond a full belly, a roof over their head, and something to entertain them with. That's a fact. But you know, at the end of the day, Binary Ghost, and I really want you I take my life seriously. You know what I'm saying? As you can actually see, you know what I'm saying? I take my culture seriously. I take my life seriously. the thing about it is that to me, it's not about reaching everybody and trying to convince them of anything. That's beyond the whole point. The thing is reaching those who really do care and really do want to succeed in life, and having them retain the information and build from it. If they don't retain the information and build from it, that's on them. You know, the thing about a binary ghost, and I'll be honest with you, I'm so blessed, right? And I've been blessed for a long time. I don't really even hang with a lot of people because of the simple fact that if you really saw my life and how I live, it literally, if you're not a dude that's secure within yourself, then you feel real insecure being around me because I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really hang around a lot of people because what happens is that the more and more people hang around me, the more and more they want the things that I have already, the things that I've accomplished already. And this has all been a part of my plan that I've been working on for about 20 plus years. I didn't just wake up like this. You know, these pieces that I got on are a couple years old. I got pieces on the wall that's 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. And I've given out over 20 pieces that I've made. You know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed and highly favored, man. So I don't really hang with a lot of people because, for one, people couldn't even understand my train of thought. For two, they're going to probably be jealous of a lot of things that I have accomplished. And then for three, you know, I just don't want the headache. So, you know, but you're absolutely right. Most people don't care about nothing but what's inside of the full belly. But, you know, if you don't start preparing now, man, and I'm saying I'm a prepper or anything like that, but if you don't prepare yourself, then what are you doing in life? One thing I've always loved about the pharaohs is that as soon as they've got on the throne, they've already started preparing for their death. Meaning that their caskets was getting made while they were alive. The burial plot where they was going to be laid to rest at was already starting to be prepared while they were alive. You know what I'm saying? All of those things were already going to be prepared already. Why? Because there's one thing for sure is death. Death is definitely guaranteed to you in life. So why not prepare for it as opposed to acting like it's not going to happen? And it's the same thing with the next generation. If you have kids, you should already be preparing on getting them a house, setting them up financially. That shouldn't be something that they should have to be figuring out when they turn 18. When you just tell them, go get a job. You failing them. You should be like, hey, you 18, here goes some money, here goes a place for you to stay, and here goes a vehicle, a car already for you. That's if you're financially able to already do that. But if you're not even thinking about their future, then you're already losing in the race of war because you're already setting your generation back already. This shit is a marathon. Like Nipsey Hussle said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you should already be looking at trends that's going on in the world to see exactly which way the world is going, so you can observe the obstacles and move yourself around those obstacles as they start to happen. So listen, as you're watching the elites right now, the rich people that run the world, you already see that they already have a complete control over majority of the farmland, majority of the resources of the world. So what you should be working on is trying to get your slice of the pie to make sure that you have, one, food security for yourself, two, land already for yourself, And you should be working towards maintaining that outside of the United States government so that you have your own. But if you don't have your own, then you're just going to always be a part of the peasant class, generation after generation after generation. And you're always going to be what? Reactionary to everything that the elites are doing to you inside of society. And I don't think that people should be living like that. But one thing my homeboy told me growing up, and I've never forgot this, he told me, he said, the weak outnumber the strong. And being that the weak outnumber the strong can tell the weak what they should be doing. But at the end of the day, you know, they're not going to listen. And I understand that. But at the same time, I still want to be like, hey, at least I gave you the information that you needed to be successful so you can actually see what's going on. Just like I've told y'all with everything else. When I told y'all gold was going to go up. When I told y'all silver was going to go up. People thought that I was crazy. When I told y'all silver gold was at $2,000, somebody argued with me online and was like, silver, you already missed the gold rush. It went all the way up another $3,000. So I never missed no gold rush. Now, I'm staying gold, but people that didn't listen or don't pay no attention to gold, they lost out. People that didn't pay no attention to Bitcoin, lost out. That's just the way of the world. So the thing about it is that when you understand how man is, because man don't change. Time may change, but human nature don't change. And being that human nature don't change, the best thing you could do is observe the future, because they'd already done told you already where the future is going. They already done told you that they're coming out with Terminator robots. They already done told you all the different type technology that they're coming out with. The thing about it is that people keep acting like it's not coming. And it had already told you it is coming. And ain't nobody on this platform smarter than the robot. So when they put robots in human bodies, what makes you think that the elites aren't going to be hiring them more than people? What makes you think that? What makes you think that the elites have that much trust in humans over robots? And they could keep putting all of their money into robots. They ain't got to worry about getting sued. They ain't got to worry about the robot complaining. They ain't got to worry about the robots getting tired. And then when they're through with the robot, they just discard them without even worried about them. But people keep acting like their position is secure. And I'm here to tell you, your position on this planet is not secure. AI does not stand for artificial intelligence. AI stands for alien intelligence. Let me say that again. AI does not stand for artificial intelligence. AI stands for alien intelligence. And human beings will become obsolete. Your jobs within the next 10 years is not going to be secure. And if you go and you look at the job market right now, artificial intelligence is already terminating people's jobs. Right now. Not talking about some shit that's happening, gonna be happening in the future, but the alien intelligence is already deleting human jobs as we speak. And the elites, like I told you before, a long time ago, the elites would rather deal with the robots than deal with humans in damn near every aspect of society. If you don't get back to growing and providing for yourself, you're going to find yourself obsolete. You're going to find yourself obsolete. So that's why I'm telling y'all, go get you some land and start learning how to provide for yourself. Because if you do not, it's going to be tough. Somebody said they want to possess humans with chips. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they start coming out with a lot of the cybernetic technology, because Elon had already talked about that with his implants that he was trying to put in humans that will connect you right to Wi-Fi, and you'll be able to upload data right into your brain and retrieve data straight just like that. And what's that called? I forgot what it's called, but he had a whole thing that he was doing. But I think because of the legal things behind that, he's going to push more of his Tesla robots, Optimus, more than anything. And that's going to be scary. And they've already started introducing it to the society with the, what those robots called? I seen them. Y'all see them, they playing around with them, and yeah, they playing around with them and stuff like that. Listen, you playing around with your replacement. You can either start getting these robots and letting them be a part of your family and stuff like that, and have them in the house and stuff like that. I have a few inventions that I'm working on that, for safety precautions reasons, that's going to hopefully protect those people who do decide to start letting these robots come inside of their house and cleaning up for them and doing those things. I'm talking about the humanoid robots. I'm not talking about the little mop robot that goes around, a little Swiffer joint. I'm talking about the one that can walk around and picking up stuff and things like that. That's going to be a whole different kind of thing. But it's wild. It's wild. Somebody said you will worship and serve AI. People already do worship and serve AI. The aliens are already here. Yeah, the aliens are already here. The aliens are they're already here. So I don't know what to tell y'all, to be honest with y'all. Mm-hmm. Solomon. I see you. The robots, AI stands for alien intelligence. People, remember that. Yeah. Somebody says, so what is the answer? The answer is you got to get away. I don't know if y'all have observed society the way that I have observed society, but if you've noticed that the cities, that these metropolitan cities that you live in, they're built just like microchips. Let me say that again. The cities that you live in, the way that they're designed so what happens is electrical highways on all of these, they're literally sending data all across the whole spectrums of these societies. Yeah, for real, huh? Binary Ghost, he says the way people in my job talks about AI and pushes everyone to use it feels a bit cult like, as if they're trying to convert people to a faith. Listen, I really want y'all to understand this. This when 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 colonization happened across the world, right? It was on the premise that white people were smarter than all of the nations of the world, so therefore everybody had to convert over to their faith. Everybody had to convert over to their knowledge. Everybody had to convert over to their lifestyle. And that became the cult of the world, how it is today. AI has come in and done the same thing, where everybody now has to convert over to AI because it is the basis of knowledge. Knowledge has always been the power structure of this world. Those who know have more power over those who don't know. And that's just a fact. And that goes from every aspect of your life, whether it's in food, whether it's in transportation, whether it's in entertainment, whether it's sports or whatever. Those who know always fall victim. Those who know control those who don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way that human beings are. We gravitate towards those who we feel know more than us. And the way that they have designed these societies, the societies are designed like microchips. So it's just only a matter of time before the microchip itself, the robot, starts walking around in society. Literally where I live at, man, we have these cars called Waymo, alien intelligent cars, and they just keep increasing in number to the point where now, in my neighborhood, every 5 cars that I see is an artificial intelligent car. Let me say that again. Every 5 cars that I see is a car that has alien intelligence within it. And it's only just a matter of time before these same cars that we're talking about, these same cars, have a humanoid robot stepping out of the passenger side or the driver's seat. It's just a matter of time. And the thing is that, we're focused on this and focused on that, but you're not seeing that you're literally, the elites are working towards replacing you. That's what they're doing. They're working towards replacing y'all. And if we go to nuclear war, and I really want y'all to think about this. If we go to nuclear war, right, which we're literally on the verge of going to war with China, going to war with Russia, and going to war with Iran. If we go to nuclear war and populations of cities start getting blown out, what's the only being that's going to be able to walk around in these societies? It's going to be robots. Because human beings aren't going to even be able to tolerate that amount of radiation. But the robots will. And wasn't that the same thing that happened over there in the movie Terminator? With the robots? Because they're running the wars right now. I don't think people really understand what's going on. Let me say this again. The war that you see that's going on between Iran and America is not being run by humans. It's being ran by alien intelligence. The robots already have a mind of their own. They already do. Most of these machines that they're using already have a mind of their own. Go study the F-35s. Majority of that is AI control. So if we go to nuclear war, human beings ain't gonna even be able to be on the battlefield no more. So if human beings ain't gonna even be able to be on the battlefield no more, who is gonna be on the battlefield? The robots. Real simple. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but human beings are about to be obsolete. That's why I teach y'all about the understanding of duality. The understanding of duality shows you that even though we're going through what you would consider to be a golden age of human technology, human resources, food abundance, transportation abundance, all of those things have to slow down and come to a halt. And when it slows down and it comes to the halt, what happens is that it gets replaced. And what does it get replaced with? What does it get replaced with? It's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah, somebody said human beings become foolish. Well, nah. I don't think y'all really understand how deep this goes. And then sometimes I know if I start speaking to y'all, y'all start thinking it's a fantasy thing and this and that. But there is a king who is controlling this, and this is Set. And Set has always had a sense of magic that the average person couldn't understand. So they've already been gearing you up to accept the facts of humanoid robots inside of society, working either side by side with you, walking down the street with you. This is already happening. And they're doing it on a slow level. It's like a frog being boiled alive. You keep adjusting to the heat, but you don't even know that you're slowly dying. It said robotic technology will be running the world from farming to everyday jobs. That's a fact. Appreciate the super chat, Kasadia. Appreciate it. That's a fact. And my main thing is, what are you doing to prepare your family for the eventual takeover? In your generation now. It might not happen within the next 5 years. It might not happen within the next 10 years. But it's going to happen. And being that it's going to happen, what are you going to do to protect your family? Because you got to get out of the metropolitan areas, because the metropolitan areas are going to be built for the robots. That's what 5G is. Think about it. In order for the robots to actually be able to move around in society, you have to have 5G technology. What is 5G technology? It's extra radiation. It's more radiation. So that the robots can literally send and receive information at light speed. Download information off the cloud at light speed. Being able to move and react at light speed. The infrastructure of the society being geared for robots is already taking place and started with COVID-19 when they started putting up the 5G towers. After the 5G towers, because you couldn't run a lot of these AI transportation cars off of 4G, you had to have 5G in order for these robots to be able to move inside of society. So they're already gearing the society up for them already. The Tesla cab, which is about to be introduced inside of society. The Waymo cars are already here already. And the next step is the humanoid robots that are self-autonomous inside of society. And that's why I'm telling you, they're going to first use it on Iran. That's what I'm thinking. Because they can't send tanks over there, and the human society is not going to tolerate the amount of losses that it's going to actually take to beat Iran. But if they came up with the bright idea and said, hey, instead of sending human beings over there, how about we send these new Optimus Tesla robots to fight for mankind? Sounds like a plan that every American would go for. But the thing about it is, if you going for that plan, you know how greedy these elites are. The same thing that they'll use to subdue a foreign society, they'll turn around and use it on their own population. And I think we already know that already. I think we already know that. I think we already know that. Peace, everybody. I appreciate everybody that tapped in today. But that's literally what I see that's going on. What I'm gonna do now is my phone charged up. What I'm gonna do now is, if you want to call in and talk about what you think is gonna be happening, please, the line is open for you to call in. What's the number, babe? On the number? You don't know it? You should know it. Let me pull it out for y'all real fast. Hold on one second. Huh? I got one. What's the number? 323-468-25. So y'all can call in at 323-497-6825. That's 323-497-6825. What do y'all think? Am I tripping, or are you making preparations? You can call in at 323-497-6825. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Are y'all ready for that? Because it's getting closer and closer. Everybody focus on this over here. I'm focused on that because that's where I see the elites putting their money in. They're putting their money into the humanoid robot. They're putting their money into AI. They're literally fighting across the world right now for dual purpose technology chips that they can use to put inside of these humanoids. They're fighting over rare earth minerals. They're fighting over energy. These are the things that they're fighting over. And all of those things lead back to who's going to be able to control the energy sector of the world, henceforth being able to mass produce these humanoid robots by having the necessary minerals to make them. things such as rare earth mineral technology, nuclear technology. Why is nuclear technology so important right now? Because in order to have a quantum computer, you have to have nuclear technology, because there's so much energy that these quantum computers make. I don't even know they make so much energy. It's crazy. And why do you think that they want to know? Why do you think that they are so hell-bent on having quantum computers? I'm going to tell you why. Quantum computers are going to be able to figure things out that you and I would probably take 100 to 200 years to be able to figure out. I'll give you an example. Somebody tell me right now in the chat, how do you make a teleportation machine? Or do you even believe that a teleportation machine is even possible? I do. I believe that a teleportation machine is possible. But guess what? If I have a quantum computer, the quantum computer can literally figure out for me how this is made. Let me say that again. If we have a quantum computer, these are the things that I will be asking the quantum computer. How do you make a teleportation device? A quantum computer can figure that out. I know a lot of y'all probably don't even think that that's even possible, but it is. Because there's literally, we live in a universe where everything is possible. There's no such thing as limitations. Back in the days, we used to think that cars weren't possible. We used to think that flying wasn't possible. We used to think that a gun or a laser machine or these things like that wasn't possible. But everything is possible if it's a human thought. If it's a human thought, that means that it can manifest itself into existence. And being that it can manifest itself into existence, that means that there's a that it can exist. So, along with artificial alien intelligence, there's also quantum computer intelligence. And these are the technologies that's going to be able to solve a lot of the problems that human beings aren't going to be able to figure out themselves. They're going to have to be able to tap all the way in to the ethers of the universe to figure these things out for them. And that's going to quadruple technology in ways that we've never even thought possible, just from these inventions. So that's why when you see what's going on right now, it's literally a fight for who's going to be the supreme knowledge on this planet. With the artificial intelligence, the quantum computing intelligence, because they want to have the ability to be able to start making things straight from the computer, giving them the process on how to make it by just simply asking it a question on how it needs to be built. And I think that having the ability to teleport and other things like that can be figured out by these computers, because man probably won't be able to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? Won't be able to figure it out. So, we're going into a crazy time right now. And it's really just the elites. Like it says in this book right here, Once they start getting everything the way that they want it, they're going to start getting rid of a lot of human beings because the system is going to completely change. The system is not going to be a consumer-based system no more, where we're going to be consuming a whole lot. They're going to literally start cutting the population of the people down completely because there's not going to be no need for a workforce no more. What they're going to need humans for if they already have robots, and they can literally produce them off of the assembly line. And by producing them off of the assembly line, the Industrial Revolution was to create wealth for the rich people, to advance technology. But with that's gone, there's not going to be no need for that. Yeah. Malls, ain't no more malls no more. All of that stuff, yeah, all of that stuff is becoming obsolete. Obsolete. Man himself is becoming obsolete. And they've already told you that their utopia, or their definition of utopia, does not include you. It just doesn't. And that's the sad part about it. And I hope that people start to see that but if you want to call in and you got a different opinion, you can always call in at 323-497-6825. That's 323-497-6825. That's 323-497-6825. 323-497-6825. 323-497-6825. Do you believe that the only way forward to beat Iran is to start sending Terminators over there? And do you believe that after they send those Terminators over there, they will be sending them over here? And if you don't believe that, go look up what Tesla's doing right now. They're already about to start mass producing these Optimus robots this year already. And I know people don't think that that's a major milestone, but it really is. And it's really wild. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really wild. Yeah, somebody said Skynet. Yes. Google is Skynet. The cloud is Skynet. It's already here. It's already here. You literally living inside of a microchip right now. You're already living inside of the Matrix. Your food supply is controlled by them. Your entertainment and everything that you learn is controlled by them. Your transportation system is controlled by them. The workforce labor is already controlled by them. And all they're going to do is they're going to systematically eliminate humans and put these aliens in charge of every sector of society. Slowly but surely. I wouldn't be surprised within the next 30 years that AI becomes voted in as the president of the United States. And they really put the society on an automated system. You know what I'm saying? So it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the only thing I can do, man, is just tell y'all that the best way to move forward with this is to go get your own and try to get out of these societies that's been literally controlled by the elite. I don't even, it's so deep, man. It's just so deep. It's so deep, and it's just sad to see, man. I hate being sometimes, man. I hate having the vision of seeing everything that, you know what I'm saying, the future is holding. But I think we all already see that already. I think we already seeing that. Somebody says we are all being manipulated. That's a fact. Ain't no doubt about that. And it's the manipulation is so bad that it's literally taking place right in front of your eyes. It's bad. But if you want to call in, you got something to say, please don't bite your tongue. It's 323-497-6825. That's 323-497-6825. 323-497-6865. Y'all know who this is. It's the Nesubiti Menkepera Thutmoses the Great. Please check out my website, julesfromthethrone.com. You know what I'm saying? Join and become a member of my channel. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll give it another 3 minutes and somebody call in. We'll continue to build. If not, I'll get ready and prepare ourselves for the next show. We start talking about, we'll get on our religious topic. I like to talk about politics and religion. The two subjects that they tell you should never talk about, I love to talk about them. That's 323-497-6825. 323-497-6825. Somebody said the American military doesn't need help. Looks like it does to me. If you don't think they wouldn't gladly supplant you American soldiers with robot soldiers. And and this listen, I didn't even really want to bring this up, but somebody brought this up already. Do you realize, everything is a cycle? Let me say that again. Everything is a cycle. Do you think from learning and studying military, that military learn from robots, or did the robots learn from military? Because if you look at the formation and the way that human beings walk when they're in the military, they walk and operate like what? Like robots. So that should already show you that the knowledge of militarism comes from the ancient robots who already been here. But I don't think y'all really understand that, because y'all don't really have a grip on history. So you think that the military is something that did not come from understanding robotics. Robots were here first and taught humans. Humans copy robot in military. All right, let me say that again, because that might have just flew over a lot of people's head. When you become a soldier in an army, you are basically becoming a robot. Think about that. When you become a soldier in the army, you become a robot. You walk, you talk, and perform as a robot. So that should show you that that was already here first. militarism come from robots. The only beings, listen, let's just keep going there. The only beings that can successfully travel through space are robots. Let me say that again. The only beings that can successfully travel through space are robots. Human beings were made for Earth, not for space travel. So when you're talking about aliens that came from outer space, they were robots. Huh? Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know that? Listen. Human beings ourselves, cybernetic beings, right? Cybernetic beings are from this planet. Your left and your right eye is the moon. You flesh, salt water, you drink. You derive straight from this planet. Robots are the only beings that can travel from each planet without needing sustenance from this planet. All they need is electricity and energy. Human beings can't space travel like that. The flesh and the gravitational pull makes us too weak in order for us to travel. We will literally have to change ourselves over into robots in order to travel across the solar system. But like I told you, when you study the military, as I have, you will see that our formations, everything that we do, how we walk, how we behave, everything in the military is based on robotics. Let me say that again. Everything that you do in the military is based on robotics. How you march, that should just tell you right then and there. So that just shows you that the history of this planet So when I tell you that, hey, artificial intelligence stands for alien intelligence, you should be able to see where I'm going with this. And it's already happening and manifesting itself right in front of your eyes. And this is old technology, like I told you. This is nothing new. It's nothing new. There's nothing new up under the sun. Only thing that happened is that the old kingdoms were trying to prevent the humans from being taken over and controlled. That's why when you go and you look at the old Metu Neter on the walls in Egypt, they were trying to stay away from being too technologically advanced because you can literally manifest your own demise into, because the shit is already here, people. That's why I hate sometimes, man, having this kind of knowledge, because it's obvious to me, but to the average human being, you don't see it. So you're literally being inside of a society right now that is turning itself over and being literally occupied by alien intelligence, but you don't see it. But these robots is nothing new. They've been here. Nothing new. And that's why they came out with that movie Terminator, because they already know. And like I told y'all before, when you go and you study Tesla, right? And I really want y'all to do this when you get a chance. When you go and you study Tesla, Tesla robots run off of energy. Human beings run off of energy. When you have two competing forces for energy, one of them have to go. There is going to be no coexistence between two beings that feed off of electricity and energy. Eventually, one's going to get greedy and start pushing the other one out of the way. Just go study Tesla and look at how many transformers and electrical energy devices that they have made just to keep their plants going. A lot of energy. A lot. And eventually they're going to start tapping into the grid. And once they start tapping into the grid, it is what it is. Yeah. Go look it up. He's just about to start mass producing these robots right now. And he got them dancing and having fun and everybody smiling and, oh yeah, look at the Optimus robot. Yeah, it's just so nice. Yeah. See, everything has a dual purpose to it. Like I teach y'all about duality all the time. Everything is negative and positive. Everything that we've ever invented has always been negative and positive. Y'all better stop praising God, man. I don't know why y'all how many times I gotta tell y'all, man, God stands for government of democracy. And like I told y'all, what does Elon mean? Alien. Elon Musk. Let me say that again. Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Y'all praising God, government of democracy, and literally has become your God. And that's who you worship now. Like I told y'all in the movie, They Live. When Roddy Piper was at the newsstand where the black dude was right there, and Roddy Piper looked at the man's hand and it had money in it, and then looked at the money with the glasses on, and what did it say? This is your God. This is your God right here. What does God stand for? Government of democracy. And if you don't believe that's your God and that's your Savior, watch what happens next time we have an election and how people act. Yeah, keep on praising the government of democracy. And see, look at the society. Look where it's got you. Look where it's got you. No independence. Subjugated by the elite. All bad. You better praise yourself. Somebody said the reason why aliens are able to travel is because they know how to tap into the limitless energy man hasn't figured out yet. Well, man has figured out a lot of the energy. Nuclear energy and nuclear fusion is one of the top energies because it's the same energy that we use, that the sun uses, which is heat, and how to capture that heat and use it. But the thing about it is that um, you don't have the physical body for space travel. Your body would deteriorate without gravity. Your body would deteriorate without salt, without water. We are cybernetic beings who are manifested from the soil that have intelligence. The robots, or the aliens as you like to call them, they have infinite amount of knowledge. And that's why they're trying to build these quantum computers and stuff like that. And if you go and study these quantum computers, they need mass and mass amounts of energy in order to tap into the ethers of the universe to pull up these things that everybody want to learn about, such as teleportation, far wave galaxies, energy, different forms of it. But really what it is the mass mega brain of the universe. And I don't really think people understand, man, how deep this really goes. Somebody said dooms. Yeah, it is similar to that. Yeah, sand and waves, yeah. Yeah, everything is waves. But yeah, believe me when I tell you, artificial intelligence is alien intelligence. But robots are nothing new. They're just coming back into society again. Yep. But I appreciate everybody that tapped in, man. We gonna go. We gonna end this live, man, and I'll be back in 15, 20 minutes, man, and we'll talk about another subject dealing with religion that'll be just as deep. So I appreciate everybody that tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the gods and earths out there. What's up? Check out my website, jewelsfromthethrone.com.